Good morning, YouTube. I'm walking around cooling off. I just got done rucking 3 miles, 55.5 pounds, 35 degrees and drizzly and windy. Trees aren't moving too much up there. See, I haven't got sweat in my beard. That's something you want to look out for, you know, in a survival situation. But that's not what we're here for. We're here because I don't believe in coincidence, and more this question is coming to me lately. It's actually multiple facets of the same question. The one question is, what do I do to get the money to be prepared? That's a big one. I just don't have the money. How do I get the money? And we've talked to that before at this channel, and I'm sure we're going to talk about it again, including right now. The other facet of this question that I'm seeing more and more lately is, how can I build a business around this? Okay, well, I love business. Entrepreneurship is like in my veins. I love it. You know, a lot of you guys know I've been more or less self-employed since I was 15 years old, and founded my first business at 17, yada, yada, yada. I was riding with a brother yesterday, and I was like, man, by the time I was your age, and he's young, I was like, I'd already lost my first million by the time I was your age. Not that that's wise, and I was counseling him in the opposite direction of that, but suffice it to say, I'm sorry, we have a couple of people who are like, stop walking, you make me dizzy. Stay frozen, everybody. Does this help? Is this better? Man, alright, I'm starting to cool off quick. I got sweat on me, it's breezy, and the wind blows right through this fleece, so we'll make it quick. So the first thing I want to say is, I definitely believe you can marry your passion to capitalism to make money, and I think you should. And part of what this channel is about is being independent, right? From the machine, from the system, not being a cog in the machine, being your own machine. You know, when I say creating your own inputs and utilizing your own outputs, that's not just agricultural. That can be revenue. That can be product. There's all kinds of ways that you can do that. And for me, one of the ultimate fulfillments of freedom is deciding when I get out of bed in the morning, what I do with the first few hours of my day. If it's 35 degrees and drizzling, and I think that's a good time to go rucking, I just go rucking. Not, hey boss, can I? No, I'm the boss. Now, caution, entrepreneurship is a wild ride. That's half of the fun. What it is not, generally speaking, is stable. The highs are high, the lows are low, but it's not stable. At least not in its infancy, so know that. And I'm not saying don't do it, but know that. But it is entirely possible to marry your passion with a good business plan or a good business model to generate revenue, right? And one of the ways you should do that is start a side hustle. What are you doing right now with the first few hours of your day and the last few hours of your day? Every day. 6 days a week if you observe the Sabbath. But more or less every day. There's lots of time in the day to do a little bit extra. You know, Gary Vaynerchuk is famous for asking, what does your 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. look like? Because if you're complaining about not having any money, but you're asleep during that time, you're not trying hard enough. If you don't have to be at work until 9 o'clock in the morning, and you get up at 7 a.m., get up at 5. Now you have 2 more hours in your day. Yeah, but sleep. Yeah, I know, but sleep. You and everybody else, bro, I get it. Work harder. Work smart while you're doing that, but work harder. Generate more revenue. Because the number one question I'm getting lately is, how do I get the money to prep? I just don't have the money to prep. Okay, so generate more income. 2, reduce your spending. Where I live right now costs 1/3 of what my cost of living was in Texas. Where I was in Texas, income-wise, let's have a seat here out in the barn. There we go. Where I was in Texas, income-wise, was 1/4 of where I was before that. That's another story for another time. But suffice it to say, I'm operating comfortably right now on 1/12 my former income, because my cost of living is basically 0, and we're blessed for it. So reduce your cost of living. If it's not mission critical, stop doing it. Then you can add back in the things that are your nice to haves, your want to haves, not your need to haves. You do all your needs first. My old man told me one time, he said, take a piece of paper, fold it in half. Then you get 2 columns, a left column and a right column. Fold it in half vertically, along the vertical axis. Left and right column. On the left-hand side, write need. On the right-hand side, write want. Now, you only have so much money coming in. Got it. Okay, we're going to fix that too. You need more money coming in. That's the first thing we talked about. But, again, need, want. Write down everything you need first. You need to pay your rent, or you need to pay your mortgage, or you need to pay your land taxes. Whatever, right? Something shelter-wise. Something food-wise. Something utilities-wise. Do you need 187 DirecTV channels? Probably not. Do you need Netflix? Depends. Probably not. Okay. Water bill, sewer, whatever, right? Trash pickup. Write down all your needs. I must have this. Okay, then all your wants. Well, we really like having a bottle of wine 3 times a week with dinner. Well, that's something you like to do. That's not something you must do. That's a want. Okay, so forth and so on. Okay, so you don't do anything on the want column until the needs are taken care of first. You'll find really quickly, didn't want to sit there anymore. You'll find really quickly that you have more money than you thought you did. Okay, so control your spending, control how much goes out, increase what comes in, and now all of a sudden there's not so much of a disparity in your spending between, I can barely make it paycheck to paycheck, which I get, that's a real thing. Now the next thing you need to do is take control of that paycheck to paycheck, earn another paycheck, preferably working for you, right? So how do you do that? I would highly recommend listening to the Solopreneur Hour, or just go to solohour.com with Michael O'Neill. Good podcast, about 750-ish episodes. I've been listening for years. The tagline is job security for the profitably unemployable, or something like that. Profitably unemployable. Job security for the unemployable. Something like that. And, sorry brother, I botched your tagline, it's okay. But the point is, he explains in great detail, talking to experts 3 times a week, how you, little old you, sitting there looking at your iPhone or your computer, how little old you can generate significant revenue just using your God-given talents, abilities, and likes. You can actually enjoy your life. Do you know that? You can actually enjoy going to work. You can wake up and go, thank you, Father, for this day that I get to go to work. Not, I swear, if I get on this highway one more time and there's a wreck by exit 87, I'm going to get out of this car and everybody around me is going to die. I cannot do it anymore. No more of that, okay? So, Solo Hour, the Solopreneur Hour with Michael O'Neill. One of the things he was just talking about, and I use him as just one brief example because there's lots. Lots of people. Gary V. If you're not into 4-letter words, Gary V's not your guy. There's a lot of people. But one of the things Michael O'Neill was just talking about was find your swing. What is your thing? What turns you on? And how can you marry what you're good at with what you're passionate about? You know what's cool? I've been talking with a lot of people on Patreon about this. And the ability to talk to me there starts at $20. The ability to talk to Michael O'Neill about your branding issue or your finding your swing or whatever, that's $1,000 phone call. And I bet you it's $1,000 well spent. Ours start at $20 a month, plus everything else. And I'm not saying I'm Michael O'Neill, but I am saying I have built a lot of businesses, and I'm happy to send you my track record, history, and bona fides if you'd like it. But the point is, you need to find what you're good at and what you love and smash those two things together and then figure out how to monetize it. And step one is not monetize it. Step one is you build the brand. Step two is you gather people to that brand. And then step three is, okay, now you monetize. And maybe the first time doesn't work. That's cool. It's just like going to the gym. The first time you go bench press, are you gonna lift 400 pounds? No. But if you do it often enough, all of a sudden you get real good at moving that bar, right? And that's what you wanna do in the business, is move the bar. So, lots of people, lots and lots and lots of people. I don't have the money to prep. Help me. What do I do? Earn more money. Stop spending the money you have. Well, you don't understand. Yes, I do. Yes, I do understand. You don't understand. I lived in the third most expensive county in the United States, making $40,000 a year with a wife and 3 children. You don't understand. And I left my house at 6 a.m. every day, and I got home at 8:30 p.m. every day. I did side work out my nose, non-stop. And I built and built and built, and I hustled and hustled and hustled, and I turned this thing here, my passion, into my side hustle. And that got me connected with people who are willing to pay money to talk to me in real life so that we can work on their business and their brand and their preparedness. And then I turned that into my real life job. So now I have location freedom. I'm where I want to be. I have time freedom. I get out of bed when I want to. And I have financial freedom in that my cost of living is basically zero. And so I can scale my income and the number of hours that I want to work to what my cost of living is and the things that I want. If I decide that I want a new Barrett 50 cal, I'll go buy one. Well, that'll be $18,000. Cool, step one, earn $18,000. Not, I've got to have $3,000 for the rent this month or they're going to evict me. We have to get past that. You need to fix the income problem first to fix the preparedness problem. And this is like a mission critical thing because I'm seeing it over and over and over again. You have to fix the income problem first if you really want to get good at preparedness, because it's going to take money. Not just money. I fully acknowledge that. But money eases the flow of goods and services. That's what money does. Money eases the flow of goods and services. The more money you have, the more readily goods and services flow. The less money you have, the less readily they flow. That's why people with very little money feel stuck, because nothing's flowing. So you need the income. It's cash flow, baby. Cash flow is king. You need the income. Now, once you have that revenue coming in, then you can start being wise and being a good steward with that revenue as it comes in to say, all right, we're still going to live. We're going to take a 1-year vow of poverty. Try that. I did a year. I told my wife, I said, babe, I'm going to work every Saturday this year. This is before we started keeping tour, but I said, I'm working every Saturday. She's like, okay. I said, are you good with it? And we sat down and talked. She said, okay. And I did work every Saturday. And I put an extra $15,000 in cash into my pocket just by working part-time on Saturday that year. I worked every Saturday, but I didn't work all day every Saturday. A couple hours here, 3 hours here, occasionally a 5 or 6 hour thing here. It was a long one. But But it's Saturday. Get home, crack a beer, sit down on the couch. Here's the cash, babe. Hide it from me so I don't spend it. Be good stewards, right? But you have to put the time in to get the money, so you have to fix the revenue problem to fix the preparedness problem. And I think the best way to do that is to be your own boss. So you need to figure out, what are you passionate about? What are you knowledgeable about? What do you enjoy doing? And smash all those things together. Then find your niche. Where do you fit in? Get in where you fit in. Shameless plug. You want to talk about this more? Come see me at Patreon. There's always a doobly-doo at the end of these videos now. Just click on the little baby bear. It'll send you to Patreon. We can chat. And a lot of people are like, shameless Patreon plugs, dude. Yeah, you get this for free. You're welcome. If you took the amount of money we make from YouTube and divided it by the amount of time we spend on it, we make far less than $1 an hour doing YouTube. So, how do you fix your preparedness issues? One of the ways is cash flow. How do you fix your cash flow? The best way is you control your cash flow. You generate your revenue. You don't ask your boss for Saturday off. You just say, I'm taking Saturday off. Or you say, I'm going to work every Saturday there is this year. You control your life. You are independent. You are the machine, not a cog in the machine. Your responsibility, not somebody else's responsibility. Shalom.